What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So a lot of people have been asking me about the burn tax and what I think about the volume versus, what we're seeing come through. Are we seeing enough volume? Do you feel like the burn tax should be implemented on CEXs? Just a bunch of different questions related to the burn tax. But one question has actually been catching some traction by a lot of people. And it's changing the burn tax. Basically, people are saying the burn tax, what it is now, and how that number came about was just like a, I don't know, fly by night type of thing. Like it was just like, hey, here's what the burn tax should be, and if everybody agrees on it, then we'll move along. And a lot of people did agree on it, and it ended up turning into what it turned into. However, you're seeing a lot of the CEXs not implement that burn tax off chain, I guess. On chain, they're implementing the burn or implementing that tax, but it's on chain, right? It's only a certain amount of the volume. Sorry for my phone going off like a billion times. But I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to discuss this overall situation and talk about the fact that people are recommending that we should change this burn tax from what it is at that 1.2%, have a new change proposal that can go through so that we can change this to a lower percentage. So we'll talk about that. But before we get started, make sure you guys hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one, and make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel quite a bit. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, feel free to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget about my Patreon, guys. If you guys want to join the Patreon, be a part of the vote for the new channel, have any of the buy alerts, sell alerts that I do put in, or any of the day trading stuff as well, which I haven't done any day trading stuff in a while, but I think it's been a couple of days. But yeah, if you want some of that information, go ahead and check out the Patreon and check out all the other content that I have across YouTube. But I wanted to have this discussion about Terra Luna Classic and the volume and all this other stuff. Now, if you know, the 1.2% tax rate has been implemented, right? So you're looking at right here where you scroll up here on Terra Station, it says 1.2% tax. This is on chain, right? Off chain is a different story. CEXs have to do something there, and I'll get into that discussion in a little bit. But on chain, as you see, it was implemented on the 22nd. And if you can look at this, the 21st, 22nd, all of these days are extremely low volume. And you're seeing this day, it's at a higher volume. This day, it's at a higher volume, where it's making people say, hey, you know what? Volume was a lot higher before the burn tax was implemented. So now they're looking at it and going, the burn tax is too high. Nobody wants to, buy with that tax. And that may be sort of true, right? I think people don't want to spend a tax on something, buying or selling, when they already purchased it, or they feel like it is a good investment when they can buy it on Binance and pay a 1% fee, or not 1%, but 0.0 or 0.1% fee. They can buy it on KuCoin and spend like maybe a 0.1% fee or whatever, right? They're paying that fee, but it's less than 1%. So majority of them are moving to a platform or a place to where you don't have to pay that higher percentage. It's definitely true. But I'm also thinking that it's true with the limits that are put in place when it comes to getting off of the platform. So a lot of these platforms won't offer any limits on depositing into their platform because they want more people to come over, but then they will have limits on exiting the platform because they don't want people to leave, right? And that's exactly what you would see. People that are exiting the platform, which would be on-chain burns or on-chain transactions, are not going through, and you're seeing a limit to the amount of coins that you can send off the platform. So that's definitely one issue that we are having there. So it's making it seem like people are saying, well, it's making it seem like two people that the burn is getting in the way of a lot of the volume. And I think that's partially true. I don't think the volume should take this much of a hit, but it is getting in the way of volume. However, if you look at overall volume, you're still seeing the volume around the same. So $1 billion goes through, whether it's just in CEXs or on chain or whatever, you're looking at altogether $1 billion. It's just majority is flowing through a lot of these CEXs rather than flowing on chain, so off chain. And CZ came out and said recently, when we talked about the fact that he should implement the 1.2% on his platform, he came out and said, look, if everybody doesn't implement the 1.2% all CEXs, then it doesn't work. That people will just migrate towards the place where they don't have the 1.2%. And that's not 100% true unless you're talking about the fact that another popular exchange doesn't offer the 1.2%. I get what he's saying, but I put out a tweet in the past talking about how 1.2% implemented on 90% of the exchanges would work. Now, 90% of the exchanges, you might say, oh, that's like 100 exchanges. No, 96% of the overall exchanges are in the top 20 in volume. So if you can get the top 20 to adhere to this 1.2%, you're going to see all the volume flow through there. You're going to see all of the, exchange volume and the taxes that go through on those platforms, and the volume is going to pretty much remain the same. Yes, volume will take a little bit of a hit, and I guarantee it will, because most people will say, all right, you know what, I want to sit in here until I find the right spot. They sell their position, they have the 1.2%, then you see a trickle effect of more people that are maybe taking some profit as well, or just selling because they feel like they don't want to lose their gains or anything like that. But the point is, the CEXs have all of the control. So to say that lowering this percentage is the way to go, I mean, it may be the way to go for them because they don't want to have the higher tax, but you will always have that one exchange that tries to one up the next person. It's just like you have a bag of chips, right? It costs 25 cents. This store wants to sell that same type of bag of chips, but under their store brand for 20 cents. So now you can save 5 cents per bag of chips that you buy. That's what they're looking to do. CEXs shouldn't have control over this. Now, what is the proposal that people are bringing to the table? There's no concrete proposal, but people are, what's getting stronger and stronger is turning this percentage from 1%, 1.2% to taking away the 1% and turning it into just 0.2% across the board, saying that all CEXs should implement a 0.2% across the board, whether it's Binance, KuCoin, Gate.io, HG, doesn't matter what the platform is. They're looking for a 0.2 or 0.3% of that overall volume to be taxed for that burn tax instead of looking at a 1%. And that's fine. I mean, if all volume is going to be able to do it, I'm perfectly fine with it. I think volume will increase and we will see it burn off eventually. But to say that the volume is the only reason the volume is low is because of the 1.2%, no. The reason why the volume is low for on-chain, yes, is part of the 1.2%. That's because people will choose greed over anything. And Binance is a part of that greed by not implementing the 1.2%. KuCoin, the same way, not implementing the 1.2%. If it was implemented everywhere, or at least in the top 10 or 20 exchanges, we would be set. All the burns would be going through. Volume would probably remain consistent. Even if it does drop down to 500 billion, it gets us to the level that we want to get to, even at $500 billion or $500 million worth of not market cap, $500 million worth of volume. So there's a lot to take in, a lot of speculation, but I think if it weren't for the greed from the CEXs to try and capture all of this volume, we would have the burn tax already implemented. We would have a lot burned off already, and we wouldn't be subject to any changes that these CEXs make. It should be based on the coding. It should be based on what the coin wants to do or the project wants to do, not based on the CEX. It's based on the coin, the project that's going on that platform. Anyways, that's what I have for you guys today. They're looking to change this to 0.2%. It's nothing that's concrete right now. It's just a discussion that has been coming up more and more recently, and I wanted to bring it to the table and just put it out there so I can read other people's comments and opinions on this. So anyways, hit the like button, guys, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below, but I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.